So into the galley, there are a number of items that we leave in here. Our first rental, we discovered people nickel and dimed over kitchen sets and all kinds of things. Most of our customers or renters, they come in from out of state, out of town, fly in. They want to be travel ready. So we've got everything that we've ever needed on board. I'm just going to give you a quick run through of where those things are at so that you know what not to pack or what you may want us to remove for your trip if you think you're going to need more space. All right, I'm going to shut that pump off. So, items in the galley, there are multiple locations for storage that you wouldn't even know were there. First off, this is more than a garbage can. If you pull this out, there's linings in there if you need it, if there's extras. If you use those up, we keep extras up above, along with washcloths and other items up here, citronella candle, another renter left, and a place to hang your clothes, hang your shoes, etc. But behind it, these pull-out drawers, we've got all kinds of pots, pans, colanders, and they're all separated by these handy little rubber mats so that you don't get a bunch of rattles while you're driving down the road. We tried to minimize as many of those as we could so that it drives as quietly as possible. Just make sure you latch that back up, put the garbage can back in front, and there you go, drawer number one. Behind number two, we have there's a side latch here on the right. Just pull that out and got a tea jug for hot water, oatmeal, whatever, toaster, and a margarita or protein shake maker, whatever your thing is, all in there, as well as a hot pad or two in there. All of those items will trip the inverted power. If you're not plugged into shore power meaning like an electrical outlet, if you're plugged into an electrical outlet, any one of these outlets you'll find along here, there's one here, there's one in the bathroom near the toilet, there's a couple back here in the bed area, sleeping area. All of those will work fine when you're on shore power, but only the ones on the right over here on underneath of here are on inverted power. This one is on inverted power, meaning it's using the battery from the RV. There's one in here that the TV and DVD player are connected to that are on inverted power. And then there is one more behind the TV here. There's a little latch you pull down, a little black ball latch, releases the TV. You can pull it out. And back here, this outlet, that one is on inverted power as well. Just because there are 6 places to plug things in, I don't recommend doing it. You will trip the inverter. So when that does happen, should it happen, then we're going to go to the inverter down below here. And there is any tool I've ever used for working on the RV is in here, unless it was something circumstantial. So I know what's in here. If you need to know for any reason, let me know if you can't find something. But you'll find the toolkit, a hammer, and some WD-40. The only other things in here are the inverter. And on the inverter, there is a little gray button on this top left corner, this corner up here. And if it trips, you're going to know, and I'll show you in the control panel where, but I have my finger set in that crease there. There's a little, you see the green light. There is right in front of that green light, there's a little reset button on there, okay? It's on, so it's green. But if it is off, you're going to know without even having to get in there. We'll go to the control panel, and I'll show you. So the refrigerator, same, help yourself to anything that's in here. But the fridge is a pretty good size space and has a separate freezer up top. They have these little levers right here you pull out on. And we'll have ice trays in here that you're welcome to use as well. And it's controlled, though, by 3 sources of power. When left on automatic, I'm going to press this button here so you can see there's a little power button here that just lights it back up. It's on A. And as a default, it's going to first look for shore power. If you're not on shore power, it's going to go to gas, which is what it's using right now is the propane. It has a little gas symbol, but if I toggle through there, I can choose what it is. And there's shore power, the electrical outlet, there's battery. You're using the RV's 12-volt battery or propane. Just leave it on automatic and it will, if it doesn't find shore power, it's going to go to gas. If it doesn't find gas, it's going to go to your battery. If it drains your battery, you've got a gas-powered generator that will then fire it up and recharge your batteries. And it doesn't take long at all. So and the way to know whether or not you've got shore power, if for some reason you're at a state park, the breaker tripped, plugged in on a friend's driveway, whatever the case may be, you'll know if you have shore power by the microwave. The light will always come on in green once you're on shore power or generator power. So I'll show you that when we come back to the control panel. But staying in the kitchen, these drawers, we've already covered these cabinets, but these drawers, they have little catches on. So if I just lightly close that, it's not closed all the way. And when you're driving and you take a right turn, you're going to hear that fly open, okay, when you take a left turn. But there's a catch, and there it stays in place. So you'll hear that, you'll think it's closed. It's natural. I just go with my knee and lightly tap them. Same with the closet drawer or the dresser drawers here. Just they got little catches on them, and those are all yours to use as well for clothing. So, but in here is a full set of cutlery and a number of other accessories and knives, utensils, and salt and pepper shaker caps on both ends. And pull it this way. If you can't reach something, just pull this drawer forward, push it back, and then you can reach it a little better this way. So, and then down below there, we've got wine, water, beer, whatever you need glasses for. These are for protein shakes in my world. A couple of sets of coffee mugs, and down below, if you use fresh ground coffee, pour over style, do not put the grounds down the drain. This is all self-contained. Again, nothing but water waste should go in the drains, meaning you want to make sure that you wipe out your bowls, your plates, and everything before you put them in here so you don't get food waste in there, because I'm no plumber and I don't want to clean out the pipes. So if you do use a pour over, I got these paper cones in here, unless you got your own, and then just throw them in the trash, just to make sure nothing gets down the drain there. But anything in here, help yourself. See, kitchen, the only other thing kitchen-wise, paper towels. Those, I got this little catch spring on there so that while you're driving, this will keep the towels from unraveling, so that when you're, the pillows are stopping it right now, but those pillows aren't usually up in there, usually in the overhead. I'm going to do that right now. I'll show you where the pillows will be, which is over here. And we just stuff those in here. There is a blanket in there at the moment, so it's not going to let me put both of them in. And there is a comforter in this one, which will hold the other pillow. So got those that you can use as well. So back to the kitchen though. The only other items were the paper towels, and then there's some cutting boards that we usually keep right in here. And this thing does not usually slosh around much. We keep a yoga mat wedged back here, yoga block. You're welcome to use those. Just wipe them down if you get them dirty. All of linens, we usually put 2 or 3 sets in here. We'll let you know on the day of your departure how many are in there. And then these drawers you can use for whatever you want. There's some exercise bands and stuff in there. Hang whatever you want. This is for hanging stuff. This is the back side of the medicine cabinet from the bathroom, so that's not going anywhere. And then drying mat for doing your dishes, so you can throw that out here. Let's see. This is for recycling is what we use it for. You throw ice in it and put champagne on it, but it's just basically a little plastic garbage pail that is tucked away inside of here. You can dump it, and then that stays flush, so it gives you more counter space here. One thing we should cover here is the propane stove. Before I fire up the stove, I'll show you this fan. You'll want this fan on before you bother lighting the propane. So there is one switch here. If you take a peek right here where it says fan auto, just right here on this front lip, I'm just going to flip that little black switch, and it will automatically start the fan once it lifts to a certain height. There is a rain sensor built into this, so that if it's you're in Oregon, expect it will happen. If it starts raining, the water sensor should cause that to close on its own. So if you're cooking, just keep that in mind, that you may want to take that off of auto and be able to keep the fan running so that you can cook in here without any worry of the smoke alarm going off, because that is what you're going to hear. Is if you don't turn this fan on before you fire this up, the smoke alarm right here by the door will go off. And this, you can test it when you're here. It does work. And then on the back side of the passenger is a CO2 monitor, and that's for picking up any smells of gas, propane, etc. It's just this little white, it's built in there, so you're not going to see it. It's flush. All right. So to the stove. This is just like an outdoor stove. There is a off is all the way to the right. And then there is a little starter button. You can see the little sparks going. Just push and hold, and you may have to hold it a bit before it'll catch. Of course, it's going to do this one. It's this one over here I'm going to start with. There we go. There we go. And then, again, you can already feel the heat in here, so that fan drawing up makes a big difference. I got to make sure this thing is working before we cut. Oh, there it goes. Oh, that was the user problem. I flipped it to the off side. The off is worn off on here. This is off position all the way to the right, and I kept putting it in off position. So there you go. And then I'm not going to put that down just yet. There's enough heat in there that I don't want to trap it with the glass. Actually, it's not even hot, but this here, if it's not hot, you can throw this down for drying your dishes.